Hey sunshines, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here for another video. If you're new to the family, I just have to plug it. Get connected. Right here you can find me on Instagram. So if you want to join the family, we would more than willingly take you. We want you. Just come and join, have a conversation, be a part of the conversation. Okay, let's focus. Today's video is going to be about starting your journey of self-evolvement, and just to give you a little bit of insight of what self-evolvement is, and I'm just gonna leave you with some questions that you can start asking yourself to get the ball rolling. Okay, cool. Let's hop into the video. Wait, before we get started, I have to remind you of your influence because you are an inspiration. Okay, let's go. According to a Google search I did, self-evolvement means this. Self-evolvement is defined as evolution of oneself. I see it as claiming your talents, your uniqueness, and what makes you you, like your essence, and just leaning into that. So when you lean into yourself, you're able to evolve and grow through all the great things. So I think that self-care and self-evolvement can kind of go hand in hand, but I have to put a disclaimer out there. Disclaimer before we get started. I'm going to read it verbatim for what I wrote. I'm in no way telling you to hurt anyone in the process of growing into yourself, but you will have to make some hard decisions and have some hard conversations with yourself to unlearn your bad behaviors and set healthy boundaries for yourself and those around you. This can look different for everybody. It's not a one-fits-all type thing, and just know that when somebody else is going on their journey, you have to be respectful of the conversations that they're trying to have with you, because one, it took a lot for them to come and say all that stuff to you, and two, just listen. They're trying to teach you how to love them and how to be there and support them and to show up for them. So always be willing to listen and learn from others and to share what you have, because it could also help other people. Last thing that I'm going to say is this: self-evolvement is never selfish, because it allows you to show up for others in a more authentic way, which benefits the world, benefits you, and benefits those around you, because we're all meant to be a unique individual, and we have to start unlearning the things that this world is trying to tell us to do, because it don't work for everybody, okay? And that leads me to my next point. I want to pose the question of, how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself in the world that you're living in and the reality that you have created for yourself? How do you feel in that environment? Because the world has conditioned us to think that being a doctor and having a college degree is the only way that we can feel good about ourselves, and that's not true. It's not. It's important to figure out what your personal values, beliefs, and ideologies are, so you can align yourself with what is right for you. Because I'm just going to say right now, what is right for me may not be right for you. I am a multi-faceted, unique individual with many, many layers, like an ogre, like an onion. I have layers. I'm not one size fit all. I will not be confined to being one label. I can explore everything that I want in this lifetime, and the world can't tell me that I can only be one thing, because I don't have to be one thing. The only thing I have to be is Bria. Okay, back to the point. So when you this is why I do my podcast, because you can't see me being all weird and making these faces and sound effects. Sometimes you can, but moving on. I think that it's important for you to allow yourself to be drawn to the things that you want to be drawn to. In another video, I'm going to talk about astrology and things that I have been drawn to and what that has brought up for me. But for you, you have to sit down with yourself and allow yourself to one, be completely honest with yourself, and then two, you have to be able to let go of the connotations that may come with you exploring the things that you're exploring, because you're allowed to explore them without people bashing you. I will never bash you as long as you're not hurting yourself, others, or the world. Go for it. So I went through some of my old papers from when I was in high school. I'm a low-key, I don't want to say hoarder because that's not what it is. I am a collector of my memories and old work that I've done, so I keep things that resonate with me in those moments, and I think that they might resonate with me later in life. And here it is, it resonates with me later in life. It's a concept that I learned about when I was on a college immersion trip when I was in high school, but it was really important to me to share this because it really resonated with me. So there are these things called lost values. Don't at me, please. I may be saying this completely, I'm not gonna discredit myself because I remember learning this and it stuck with me. So if something doesn't sound right, I'm always down to being educated. If something is not right and you know the answer, or you know a better way, the accurate way to explain it, you can. But you know, everything is subjective, which is, I think, a good thing and a bad thing. But my point of view and what I take from it is what resonates with me. So I'm just gonna keep going and stop second guessing myself. I'm gonna stop second guessing myself. I'm gonna stop pointing at you all. I'm sorry. I'm being a little aggressive today. So here's my point. If you don't like the current version of yourself, or you're interested in growing into a more authentic version of yourself, we all have the power to create the life that we want for ourselves. And this leads me to the lost values that I wanted to say. So the lost values are four. There's four of them. So the first thing is community. The second thing is spirituality. The third thing is happiness. And the fourth thing, can I remember it without looking at the screen? Yes, I can. Free time. So these are four values that most people are interested in having, but they don't know how to have it. And I just want to talk a little bit about how you can kind of find these things for yourself, because I feel like most people are interested in having these four things. It can look different for everybody. Like I said, we're all on our unique journeys, and your people are out there. So your tribe, your community, let's just jump into community. So when I was first introduced to this idea, they shared this concept of intradependence, but not independent. Is that we want to be dependent on each other who are like-minded. We want to be able to work together and to be effective as a unit together. I feel like we do have a lot of individualistic ideals here in America. But being an individual isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think that if you're looking for community, one, you have to be honest with yourself, because you have to know what you're looking for, and that'll allow you to find the right community. I don't want this to be super preachy about my experience, but that's just something that you want to consider. How can your values and beliefs lead you to the community that you may be desiring to be a part of? So think about that. And it's not interdependent, because interdependent is what we should be as a whole society. We should all be dependent on each other in our uniqueness. From, like, we all have our little tribes and our little niche communities, but overall we should be interdependent on each other and accept our differences. And two, we should be able to have conversations, agree to disagree, and to share information, you know, without trying to hurt each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you didn't understand what I was saying, interdependence is what I'm talking about. Is society should be able to interact with all types of different smaller communities for the greater good of the world. And interdependence is you finding your small knit community and working together in that community to support each other. And like I said, while you're in your interdependent community, you can still be independent, because you don't want to assimilate and then we're all the same. You still have to be you. That makes sense. You don't want to get consumed by the things that by the community that you're involved in. You still want to be able to be yourself and seen as an individual. I'm gonna stop talking because I'm confusing myself the more I'm talking about it, and I might be confusing you more. So it makes sense to me. I hope it was helpful and made sense to you a little bit. Moving on to the next thing, spirituality. So our relationship with nature, I feel like in a very capitalistic environment, again, kind of goes back to being an individual, but everybody's looking out for themselves, and the earth kind of gets jaded in that sense. So I feel like people want to connect with nature, but they don't know how. Personally, like I said, I like trees and plants, so I have a desire to go hiking, to explore different areas of the world, and just to be outside. And I think that we take for granted the simple medicinal things that can come from just going outside, taking in the fresh air, letting the rain hit your body, going for a walk. And I don't know, I think I connected with the earth a lot more because I don't have a car and I would have to walk everywhere, and I'm not a big fan of public transportation. So it was like walk, bike, or have a friend take me, Uber. But even then, like waiting for an Uber, you're sitting outside. If that's aligned with your values and your beliefs, and you feel that that nature can be medicinal and that it's important to get out there and experience things in nature, and I don't know, just being a kid about it. When I was younger, my mom would just be like, go outside, have fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think, what the heck was I doing outside? But I was really just allowing myself to be in my head. I talk to the grass, I talk to the trees. Don't call me crazy. Exploring nature can help you connect with your spirituality, because everything that you see outside in the world, specifically in nature, connects with you because you are part of the ecosystem. And if you allow yourself, you can connect with the environment. Third point, happiness. So I put here on my notes, perception is reality. I think that happiness is definitely a mindset. We choose to be happy. It's not something that we are waiting for or constantly looking for. It's a mindset that we choose. It's not about materialistic things bringing you happiness, but finding joy in your own company and with the people who are currently in your support system, and just putting yourself in situations that make you happy. I feel that creating happiness for yourself, the first thing is protecting your peace and protecting your vibrations, and just being very protective about who you let in your inner circle, because I don't want to say there's toxic people out there, but there's some toxic people out there, okay? And they want to drain you of your good energy and your good juju, and you gotta be able to spot the people out who just want to take from you, because some people are attracted to you because of your good vibrations, but they don't do it on purpose, but can be draining. So you have to be conscious about who you let in your circle and protect your happiness, because at the end of the day, you have to go to sleep with yourself and your thoughts. And honestly, I can tell you, I do not have FOMO. If you invite me somewhere, I am not losing sleep over the fact that I didn't show up, because I was probably having a good behind time by myself, okay? So I don't know, just think about your mindset towards what things bring you joy and what things don't, and being honest with yourself and saying no and setting those boundaries can help you create the happiness that you want in your life. All these things are easier said than done, but it's just taking one step at a time can really help you get to where you want to go. So number 4, the last thing, free time. This is a big thing for me because I gave all my time away to other people before, and now I've reclaimed my free time, because It allows me to be creative, and it allows me to create content and think innovatively and to just put myself in a place where I want to be. Like, I'm honestly happy doing this. Currently I'm unemployed. I'm living at home with my mom and my family again, and I'm a college dropout, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I was in this rat race of working every day of my life for 2 years, and now I don't have a desire to work for anybody. My dream is to be self-employed, and hopefully it'll come, but honestly I'm just enjoying sharing what I'm doing right now with my podcast and hopefully here on this channel. So and one last note that I want to say, because I did learn this when I was at college, or in a college immersion thing, but they were talking about it from a hunter-gatherer's perspective to a 9-to-5 perspective now. So the hunter-gatherers had more free time on their hand to think about these new creative, innovative things and create tools and do all these things to solve their problems, which made them create the world that it is now. But working this 9-to-5 can trap you into giving your time away, and then you're exhausted and you don't have time to fill your creative passions and hobbies and build your toolbox. And so yes, I think that it's important to engage with yourself during your free time and to use your free time wisely if you are working a 9-to-5, because you want to do things that make you feel joy, and you have to be selective about it. And it kind of goes back to the last point about creating your happiness, because personally I don't party, and if somebody invites me somewhere on a Friday night, I don't feel obligated to go, and I won't go. But some people might be a bit of a people pleaser and go and then regret it. No regrets. Don't live your life with regrets. Do what you want to do, and make decisions you want to make, and say what you want to say and mean it. Okay? Okay, so that's all I have to say for this video, but I really just wanted to get the conversation started. I started this conversation on my podcast when I talked about why finding yourself is wrong. I think it's all about unlearning the habits that you have been conditioned to become accustomed to, and I think that it's important to get to know yourself. So just think about what your values and your beliefs are and your ideologies, because you get to create the life that you want to create. And if you are looking for community, there's a way for you to find it. And if you're looking to engage with your spirituality, there's a way for you to find it. And you can always create happiness, and there is free time. You have to sacrifice something else to get the free time, but don't energy is always being given somewhere. So thanks for watching today's video. I'm so grateful that you gave me just a little bit of your time today, and I hope that this video brightened your day, because you definitely brightened mine, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. See you next time. Bye. Can you hear my brother? Fish, because it allows you to show up for, but that's besides the point. Stay focused, bro.
Then she met me at the college.
Get hype, get hype, get hype, get hype, get hype.
Like that much explaining and talking. Just know she had coffee with me. Yeah. I hear you like
this is how my brain works, and this is how I talk to myself. This is how I'm talking to you guys, okay? I'm coming to you real, authentically. This is who I am. This is the face that I make. Really, that makes sense. I feel like Bria, just keep going. Happiness. See, today I wore my necklace and now I'm fidgeting with it. Leave it alone, babe. Leave it alone.
Look like art. 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 Shawty, look like. I hear you like feet. Like
I think I look cute. You like my sweater? Okay, focus. Do I look washed out?
Please, that's your shoes for you get my heart.
This is weird.
Look like art. Look like art.
I'm gonna keep going.
Look like art. Look like art.
Okay.
Look like art. Look like art. Ooh, looking like blessings, blessings, blessings coming my way. Wake up every morning.